Good afternoon. Welcome to Afternoon Chat. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. How's everybody doing today? The chat is up and running. What's going on, people? Afternoon Chat, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A free show. The guest stars of the show are the people that are actually in the chat. They determine what we talk about. So what's on your mind? What serious topics do you guys want to discuss today? Doesn't have to be serious. Could be lighthearted. What's on my mind? The deadline for Nancy Guthrie today at 5. It's, I was hoping they would have found her by now. I think it's ridiculous for these people to think they can get away with this. Criminals always outsmart themselves. They always end up getting caught eventually. Most of the time, anyways. That deadline is on my mind today. The Epstein files are on my mind today. I was thinking about doing a poll. I've never done one. I have never done a poll. I don't know how to do one. I'm going to have to figure that out. There's got to be a simple solution that I'm missing, but I'm going to try to do a poll at some point this week. I swear. So what do you guys, how was your weekend? Are you hungover from your Super Bowl party? I'm not hungover. I'm a little tired today, no nap, but I nap most of Saturday away, so it's only fitting that I miss one once in a while. So what's on your mind? What do you guys want to talk about? Does it bother you that the President of the United States is protecting pedophiles? Well, if you understand everything about this, I mean, this was Espionage Island. Foreign governments were involved, and it was all about getting dirt on people so that they could be blackmailed or pressured. The United States government was well aware of what was going on for decades, and they allowed it to continue. From the Bush administration on, they knew about it. They turned a blind eye. Governments do shady, bad things. Not just shady, but bad. Governments were involved. I'm sure that the Mossad and the CIA were well aware of what was going on that island, and both allowed it to continue. They wanted the dirt on the elites. They got it, all that they wanted for decades. Epstein's espionage island. They're still covering up for him here in America. They got at least a half a dozen other countries that are at least kicking their people that were involved out of office. The United States, they don't care. They condoned all that stuff. The United States government was complicit. That's evident, continuing to this day when they're covering it up. They're protecting the pedophiles. I'm torn between that and this whole Nancy Guthrie deadline. Those are like the only two things on my mind today. Well, that deadline for Nancy is coming up at 5, and I'm worried. I think that that family must be going through hell. Seriously, hell. But as far as the Epstein files, I still want them released. I want the United States government to issue a statement about their complicity, their knowledge. They never even searched all of Epstein's homes. They squashed this investigation before it ever got started. They're protecting U.S. businessmen, U.S. politicians. It's very, very sad. Our government does not have our morals. Plain and simple. They just don't. I think that every one of these women that was victimized on that island should be able to sue the United States government for covering it up, for not investigating, for not prosecuting. That is obstruction of justice. I hope all the victims put together a list and publish it. As far as I'm concerned, Trump is a pedophile. That's the way it appears to me. I'm just one guy sitting on his couch. Feel free to jump in the chat and disagree. But as far as I'm concerned, he's guilty. That's why they're doing the whole cover-up. They, meaning the United States government, still thinks it's okay to cover up these crimes. They could have stopped these crimes. They chose not to. They made a conscious decision to let this pedophile continue with what he was doing. They could have stopped him. They chose not to. I think the people that made these decisions should have to publicly answer for them. That's my opinion. Just like I think that these kidnappers of Nancy Guthrie, they should be prosecuted. You and I have to answer for our crimes. Every time we do something that's illegal, we answer for it. We pay. They should too. Their job title shouldn't let them get away with it. Their income shouldn't let them get away with it. Those are the only two things that are really on my mind today. I find both topics disgusting. The United States government knew about Epstein. They were all there. They were partying with him, and they were okay with it because they were doing espionage. They wanted Epstein to get dirt on other politicians. And then Epstein was blackmailing him. And now Trump can take over the blackmail. It's all very, very sick, very underhanded. I think it's sad. I don't protect criminals. I don't protect rich guys. Okay. They don't deserve protection. They need to answer for their crimes. All of them. I want the other 3,000 documents that they've withheld. I want those released. And I also think some of these members of Trump's cabinet should be resigning, starting with Lutnick. Scum. They think it's okay to lie. Just like they think it's okay for pedophiles to walk free. I think that the other countries that are dismissing these people, that are forcing them to resign, forcing them to step down from office, are on the right track. The United States shows no remorse whatsoever for their actions. None. It's just horrible. That's what I'd put them in a poll. If I knew how to do a damn poll, I'd put one in today. Are you okay with pedophiles running the White House, running our country? I'm not. I think it's all disgusting. They should all resign. They should all be imprisoned and prosecuted. I have to see a jail cell. When I break the law, I have to see a jail cell. Why shouldn't they? If I break a law, I have to answer for it. Why shouldn't they? If you break a law, you have to answer for it. So why shouldn't the elites? Their job title should not protect them. Their financial status should not protect them. Their government should not protect them. That's my opinion. I don't see it changing. I'm glad you guys are viewing today, but unless you get into the chat and change the topic, these are the two topics I'm probably stuck on today. It wasn't just Jeffrey Epstein. There were 1,200 women, 1,200 victims. And one prosecution. And she is figuring to get out of jail. She's figuring that she's got enough dirt on these guys that they have to let her go. She's probably right. She's probably already writing a book. She'll figure out a way to make $40 or $50 million out of this. She just needs that clemency first. She needs to get out of prison first. I think once she gets out of prison, that, then she'll just blackmail these guys all over again. They're too stupid to learn these lessons. They're just going to keep on paying the blackmailers. You can't expect these people to have common sense. They live in a dream world. They're not connected to reality. All of these people are guilty as far as I'm concerned, every one of them. The fact that they're not testifying against one another means that by design, they're all guilty. I know they want to make it political, and it is political. Our politicians are scums. They don't function the way that we do. They're sick. It's mental illness. They didn't use guns, but it's a violent crime nonetheless. It's violent what they're doing to America. They have no business being in positions of power. And I think they should all be forced to resign. And I'm not saying J.D. Vance is anyone I'd like to have in power, but as far as I'm concerned, Trump is a pedophile, the pedophile president. And I hope that's the way the history books write it. I don't know. I heard this morning that Lutnick took his children to Epstein's Island. Did he want his kids to get molested? Is unbelievable. I don't take my children and put them in harm's way, ever. Never have, never will. Yeah, I probably should have got a nap. Probably would have put me in a better frame of mind. Well, the whole ICE fiasco is still going on. They're not fixing anything. They are breaking everything. Okay. The United States government isn't worth anything. They have no value to us. They're making us, as citizens of the United States, look bad. They're destroying our reputation. None of these people is worth a darn. That's why they're not testifying. Why aren't these guilty people showing any signs of remorse? Because they're convinced they've paid the proper bribes, they can get away with this. Otherwise, they'd be turning on each other. I'd like to see the CIA files on Epstein. They had to be paying him. That's why they're not releasing the financial documents. They had to be paying him. They allowed all this to go on for decades. Gatorade. So, what's on your mind? What do you guys want to talk about? Please change the subject. I have nothing. I have, I don't know, disgust. As far as I'm concerned, the United States government has let us all down. They've let the world down. Oh, I've been saying it for over a month. The United States, specifically Trump, has sold out the free world. Anybody that wants to bribe him, he'll take their money. He's giving up our secrets, giving up our technologies. It goes all the way back to the classified documents that he stole. 47 of those documents were never recovered. He sold them. To our adversaries. That's the kind of guy he is. He has no morals. He has no ethics. It's just like he cooked the books on last year. It won't be till this time next year that we find out how bad 2025 actually was. But those numbers will come out eventually. You're going to find out that he shrank the GDP of this nation. I'm saying between 10 and 15% shrinkage. No growth. None. He's reduced it. You can't add 17 negative numbers and come up with a positive. It's impossible. He's cooking the books. He's not letting the actual data come out. He's altering all data that is released by the government. They're lying. Because of tariffs, imports are down, exports are down. both in negatives. Unemployment is up, also a negative. Consumer spending is down, also a negative. These are all negatives. How can the economy be growing with all these negatives? It can't be. The deficit is growing. The amount of our country's debt is growing exponentially. That's my opinion. I'm not an economist. And I'm telling you, the economy is going in the wrong direction. I'm going grocery shopping tomorrow. I got to get ready for this thing tonight. I got to go through coupons. It's ridiculous. I understand some people, some of my viewers have blind faith. I don't. I have common sense. Common sense says you cannot destroy everything that the government has been doing for decades and expect the country's economy to still be growing. It's impossible. I fully expect before the midterm elections, I fully expect a government shutdown. The elections in November. So probably September, they'll close down the government. By design. And then, they'll come up with some, I don't know, pipe dream. They're going to try to sell America. It's all scummy. You think it's bad now? It's going to get worse. I'm telling you. Well, the rich are going to get richer. We already know that. And as the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. They got to get that money from somewhere, so they're going to get it from you and I. We won't willingly give it to them, so they're going to take it, whether we like it or not. Our government does not represent us. My opinion. Feel free to jump in the chat, express yours. I mean, that's what this show's all about. I'm not a hero. I'm just a zero. But I'm telling you, things ain't good. And they're not going to improve. You think that they're throwing you little crumbs. They're trying to say, oh, it's getting better. It's not. It's the same as the trickle down was. We end up getting pissed on. That's the elite, the billionaire and millionaire class. They're in it for self-enrichment. They don't care about anyone or anything else. Trump sold this country out, and it goes all the way back to his first term, the Helsinki hand job. He got rid of the translator. They weren't allowed to keep notes. He sat down with Putin and cooked up a plan, and he sold out the free world. I'm telling you, it happened. He started with the Helsinki hand job, and then he went up to the Alaskan ass kissing. Well, that's what I should put in the poll. If I could figure out how to do a poll, I would. Next time Trump goes to blow Putin, do you think he should spit or swallow? That's what the poll should say. I'm sorry. I know it's disgusting. Trump's disgusting. POTUS, pedophile of the United States of America. That's what we're left with. And there's still Americans running around saying, oh, he should run for a third term, even though it's illegal. Yeah, it's just a sad time for America. It's a sad time for the world. Trump's trade war on the world is wreaking havoc on the world's economy, not just on the United States, on the entire world. America first is America worst. That's the way I see it. The economy is in a shatters. I mean, it's just shreds of what it could be. Feel free to disagree. Jump in the chat, straighten me out, educate me. But I'm looking at this and it's all doom and gloom. How's it going to improve? Trade deals that aren't written down. What's he promising you? Okay. The guy's blowing smoke up your skirt. And you are loving it. You're thinking, this is great. It's not great. It's pathetic. I guess this is probably the same. I'm probably feeling the same futility that people in third world countries feel like, they don't have any power. They can't change anything. Anything they say or do is pointless. It's disgusting. Hopefully our next president, okay, that's the only positive turn I can put on this, is hopefully our next president, this one isn't going to do squat. He's trying to put his name on things. He thinks that would be a legacy to have his name on 1,000 more buildings. Oh, can't go to the Kennedy Center. It's closing. Yeah, he put his name on the building, so it had to close. He ruined their business. Donald Trump's not a great businessman. He's a front man, a scammer. Ultra, I knew you'd show up today. I've been bad again. I did not watch any of Pim and the Smiling Friends. It's all my fault. I basically smoked myself into oblivion the entire weekend. I couldn't help it. But I'm glad to see you back in today. How are you, dear? Oh, that's too many E's. I was married before. I know what it means when a woman tells a man, it's fine. It's not fine. I know what's going to happen. I should be scared now. I have nothing going on tonight. Oh, you're going to go for it. Good for you. Good for you, honey. Let me cook you up some hearts here. It's very good for you. There's nothing wrong with being in the driver's seat. You're in control. Stay in control and phrase it so that he can't say no. Make him say yes. You give him a couple of options. Should we go out on Friday night or Saturday night? Which is the best night for you? He gets an option. And no is not an option. Tell him you want Friday night dinner and Saturday morning breakfast. But don't let him say no. And I think you're doing good if you waited 2 months. Well, that's okay too. But you should still get a meal out of it. Shouldn't you? Hopefully, he's already on the same page you are. Hopefully, he knows exactly what you're doing. He knows exactly what you got in mind because he's figured you out. He spent some time with you. He knows who he's dealing with. You got to figure as much. That's good. What's the worst that could happen? He's putting himself in the right position. Common friends is a key. Just go ahead and go to your homepage and change your status. Why wait? Yeah, he's already there. This is going to work out nice for you, I'm sure. Yeah, he seems like he's on the same page, but it seems like he's intimidated. What'd you do? Go all Orla on his ass? Does he stay in the same close proximity when another more roomy space opens up? He's right there with you. Well, there's an old sales technique that's worked. I don't know what you're familiar with as far as retail sales. It's called the assumptive close. Just assume he's already your boyfriend and assume it to the people in front of him. Everybody should already know. The assumptive close is what it's called, if you want to look it up. It's a sales technique. You show your product to your client, and then you just assume he's going to buy. If he's already telling you his deepest secrets, he's already there. So just ask him, when are you going to tell everybody openly that you're my boyfriend? What's the worst that could happen? If he's been hanging out with you for 2 months, trust me, he's into this. Exactly. The eyes don't lie. The mouth can lie, but the eyes never lie. Just assume that he already said yes, he wants to be your boyfriend, and take it further. and tell all those mutual friends beforehand that he is your boyfriend. Don't give him an option other than that. No, you shouldn't be confused. Yeah, that's called a micro smile. Well, I can tell you what my ex used to do to me. When she wanted my attention, she would rub her breast on the side of my arm. Not a graze. I mean, she'd put it into it. My third wife was a little friskier, somewhat aggressive. I think you're going to get everything you want and more. I don't think you'd be picking this guy if he wasn't worthy. So now it's your turn. Can he sing? If he can sing, tell him to sing to you. A guy won't sing to you unless he's serious about you. Personal opinion. I've only sung to my children. But trust your first instinct. I think you'll be all right. Like and subscribe if you could. It will help the channel. If you want to be able to chat, you need to get the Discord app from YouTube. It's free, just like the show's free. No sponsors, no midstream ads, no nothing. No upsell. This show's growing slow but sure. It's the best free show on TV, if you ask me. But I do have a biased opinion. Kudos to Ultra for showing up today. A brave young lady. Oh, I know she's going to get me because I didn't watch the show. I told her I'd watch the show. It's called Smiling Friends. It's on HBO. It's a animated cartoon. I think it's a little bit edgy. Ultra's a little bit edgy. But it's good. I watched one episode. I still got to sort out the characters. Hopefully, I'll get some in tonight. I'll watch a couple episodes tonight. Well, I got caught up watching the Super Bowl and really didn't get much of anything accomplished yesterday at all. And I got Crumbelina hounding me to get it together this week. So hopefully I'll get it together. I don't know if it's that I'm lazy or I just don't have proper motivation, but I really ain't doing much of anything nowadays. Waiting for the weather to warm up. It's too cold. I'm in Michigan, so we've got a foot of snow on the ground. Hopefully, something will happen today that'll cheer me up, get me in a little bit better mood for tomorrow. Tuesdays, I do a family breakfast Tuesday mornings. I don't know, anywhere from 6 to 9 family members show up each week. Shoot the breeze, catch up on the kids, find out what's going on with everybody. I like it. My granddaughter goes off to college in 5 months. I'm excited about it. She's going to go to UNR. I think it's a good school. She had other choices, but she got a partial scholarship from UNR, so she's going there. She got accepted to Michigan and Michigan State both, but no scholarship. So college is very, very expensive now. I just hope she can complete it without coming out $250,000 in debt. She'll be 18 in May. So what's on your mind, people? What do you guys want to talk about? Well, the Nancy Guthrie thing's got me very concerned today. This is her deadline day today. I think the family is going to send the money, but still no guarantee she gets home safe. That's what's on my mind. That and the whole Epstein debacle. I hope that our next president releases the files like they're supposed to be, all of them, the financial records included. You never know. I'm hoping to be around to find out, but you never know. I think that United States government needs a complete overhaul. It's not functioning. The fact that they think it's okay to cover up for pedophiles, there's your proof. It's not functioning. My opinion. I mean, feel free to jump in the chat and express yours. I just, I look at this whole government thing and it's all bad. Everything that they're doing. They got ICE on the streets in America that cannot follow due process. How is that good for America? Turning us into a Nazi state. I still think that they're trying to force these confrontations. They're trying to start a civil war. I think that's their whole motivation for doing it this way. And I think it's this guy, Stephen Miller. He appears to be a sick, sick puppy. No remorse. A sick, sick puppy. Hopefully, the next batch of Epstein files will have him in them. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it if Trump's entire cabinet is in those files. Well, I'm sure that there's going to be more people that have yet to be identified. But I'm ready for the victims to come out with their list now. The victims list of these pedophiles will have credibility. Anything released by our government has no credibility, zero. They're horrible, in my opinion. I have to keep throwing the disclaimer out there. I don't have any secret knowledge. Well, I guarantee you I never emailed Jeffrey Epstein. Guarantee. Never went to the island. Never wanted to go to the island. But this will just drag on for years. They have no reason to answer for their crimes. Congress is not putting any pressure on them. Congress is dropping the ball. The Senate is dropping the ball. The House of Representatives are dropping the ball. And I got to figure that they're in the files. I'm pretty sure they are. Guilt by association. As far as I'm concerned, they're like the driver of the getaway car that robs the bank. They're just as guilty as the guys that went in. They all took part in this crap. All of them. The United States government knew about the crimes that were going on that island, and they allowed them to continue. They paid Jeffrey Epstein. It was all espionage. They were getting girls from Putin. Okay. One of Epstein's houses was never even searched by the federal government. They knew that there was evidence there. That's why they didn't search it. They squashed it. They shut down the investigations on all of these people and just took over the Epstein blackmail. Because they're there to enrich themselves, not to represent you and I. When we get to the ballot box, we need to vote them all out of office. Don't reelect any politicians. We want all new people. That's the only way we can change what's going on in government, is we need to replace them all. No Democrat should be reelected. No Republican should be reelected. Vote them all out of office. Start by voting them out of the primary. Get them out. They are the problem in America. Crooked politicians. They're all bribable. They're all blackmailable. That's what they're showing us. Hopefully the next president will release the files. We'll find out about all of their crimes eventually. We always find out about everything eventually. It always comes out in the end. We found out everybody that slept with John F. Kennedy, right? It's the same thing. We're probably going to find out that Trump's running a daycare in the West Wing of the White House. He's a pedophile that never had to pay a price. Why would he stop? He thinks he's above the law. Why would he stop? I'm sure he's still molesting young girls. They have no reason to stop. Would you let your daughter stay at the White House? I wouldn't. Nope. These people are not good people. None of them. They're allowing this cover up to continue, just like they allowed the crimes to continue on purpose, deliberately. They're all criminals. There's 100 senators. Have you seen 100 senators stand up and demand that all these files be released? No. 435 in the House of Representatives. Have you seen 435 of them stand up and demand that all these files be released? No. They're not doing it. Other countries are getting rid of their guys that were in the Epstein files. They're dropping them like hot rocks, but not the United States. The United States government is okay with pedophiles and prostitution. They're telling you it's okay by their actions or inaction. They're there for self-enrichment. They're not there for you. They're not there for me. And we voted them in. Shame on us. We screwed up. Whatever you think, it's probably true. As bad as it goes, it's probably true. Espionage, whining and dining and getting compromise on one another is what these people are all about. So you can't tell me they're not blackmailing one another. You can't tell me they're not bribing one another. It's all they know how to do. None of them have ever paid a price. When you do something bad, something society frowns upon, you have to set your mind to straighten it out, and then you straighten it out. They're not doing that. Why aren't they testifying? Why aren't the guilty people coming forward and saying, hey, this is how it went down? They're not. They were all in on it. I'm sure that there are former CIA agents right now that are writing books. Volumes of information is going to start coming out now. They can't stop it. And all of these people are going to be named by the victims. There's 1,200 women out there that know who raped them. They know who sexually abused them. They're going to compile a list, and that list is going to include all of these people that are not putting up a stink, making the rest of these files come out. They passed a law so that they could break the law. It's the way it appears to me. I mean, feel free. Jump in the chat. Enlighten me. Our president, the pedophile, is a loser. Any which way you spin it, he comes up the loser. Is he able to steal money? Yes. Is he able to accept bribes? Yes. More than any other president we've ever had. This is what I see going down. And when his presidency is over and this country is $40 trillion in debt, our next president is going to have his hands full. I'm more concerned about what Trump's going to do later this week. He's got to change the narrative again, which means he's going to kill some more people. That's what they do. It's all to distract. He's probably going to start attacking Greenland again. Anything he can do to change the narrative, the news cycle. He wants it switched from Epstein. He'll probably bomb Venezuela, probably bomb Iran, probably threaten Greenland, probably threaten Cuba. There are 3 aircraft carriers surrounding Iran right now. They're not there sightseeing. They're there planning sorties, missions. You don't know who they're going to bomb, but it looks like Iran. They're going to bomb somebody. You don't send 3 aircraft carriers to do nothing. It costs money. They're pissing away American taxpayer dollars. They're starting wars. They're doing anything and everything to stop releasing Epstein files. There's no telling who they attack next. They don't have morals. They don't have ethics. They don't have a conscience. Sociopathic pedophiles. That's who's running the U.S. government. That's what I see sitting here on my couch. What do you see from yours? You think these guys are on the up and up? I do not. You wait, you see. They're going to do something this week because of the Epstein files that have not been released yet. They want to change the narrative. These are not good people. Boy, the delay Spectrum has got me on is just huge. When I first started doing this, I had a 5-second delay to talk to someone in Indonesia. And the delay that I see from my own TV screen now is almost a full minute behind. Spectrum. Yeah. After I get done with the live stream, I can shut it off and turn my TV volume up and listen to my last 2 minutes. It's ridiculous. The delay is about 1.5 minutes. And it gets worse as the show goes. By the time we get to 5 o'clock and I end this, it'll be over 2 minutes, I'm sure. That's because Spectrum has an inferior product, in my opinion. Afternoon Chat's the name of the show, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a free show. No midstream ads, no sponsors, no commercials of any kind. The actual guest stars of this show are the people in the chat. They can determine what we talk about. When no one gets in the chat, we're stuck with wherever my mind happens to wander on any given day, and who knows where that's going to be. Today, my mind's on the Epstein files and on Nancy Guthrie, the woman that's been kidnapped. Her deadline is 5 o'clock today. While the deadline imposed by her captors. I'm assuming that the family's paying the ransom. And I can only hope that she gets returned safely. I do not feel optimistic about that. Personal opinion. That's all I got. I hope that she lives through this, but who knows? Yeah, I'm smoking a lot today. I don't recommend you do it. Hopefully, we'll get some good news at some point this week, but for right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be a great Monday. I do need to ask people to like and subscribe to the channel. Supposedly that convinces YouTube to put it in front of more people or something. I don't know. YouTube sends me little stickers and they tell me I'm doing a great job. Okay. 5 months I've been doing this. I got 52 subscribers. I have no idea if that's a good pace or a bad pace. I know that I'm in 3 different algorithms on YouTube. One algorithm is for the live stream. The second is for the shorts. And the third is for my videos. But I don't know who they're marketing it to, and I'm not paying them any money to market it. So We'll see how it goes. I made a commitment to myself when I started doing this that I'd do it for 3 years. I wanted to give a fair opportunity to build a following that wants to chat every day. Well, 5 days a week. I used to chat back in the day. It was fun. Back in that day, there was a lot of chat rooms. Now, everything seems to be structured. I don't like the structure. I don't have a script, okay? I don't have an agenda with this show. I leave that up to the people in the chat. We can talk about anything you want to talk about, provided we stay within the community guidelines established by YouTube. But, it's up to you guys. The people in the chat are the stars or guest stars of the show. I'm just the host. I'm here because I like to meet people. I like to talk to people. It's what I did while I was in Vegas. Most of my adult life, 33-year career in table games in Las Vegas. I was dealing blackjack, craps, and roulette. I got used to meeting a lot of people. And when I retired, I kind of missed that. So I started this show so I can continue to meet people, and it's working for me. I've talked to people in 9 different countries since I started doing this. It's the closest I can come to a blackjack table, and I ain't taking nobody's money now. Okay. The blackjack table, when they lost, they used to have to take their money. I like this whole format, just the way it's set up. But I really don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I look at me on here like a blind man that just bought a new house. I'm kind of feeling my way through it, trying not to run into too many walls. I really don't have a script. I don't have an agenda for the show. You are welcome to have your own script. You're welcome to have your own agenda. Jump on here, jump in the chat. Anybody does, I spin on a dime and I'll talk to them about anything they want to talk about. Or you can just jump in and say hi. There's no upsell. I'm not coming out with a line of merch. Okay. I don't have anything behind a paywall. I did set up what do you call that? I don't remember the name of it now. So people could donate, but I never activated it. A Patreon page, that's what it is. I set one up, but I didn't activate it. So you couldn't, you couldn't get on there. As far as I know, you can't find it. I don't want to sell anybody anything. I do want my channel to get monetized eventually, but not for this show. Well, I've got ideas of things that I might film and I might do in the future. I'm looking at making all original content. I was thinking about little bitty plays, 30-minute, start to finish, about things that are actually affecting people. A lot of the young people are having problems socializing now. I think the pandemic screwed a lot of us up. Really. I know anybody that was in school when that pandemic hit, it was not the same. The world's changing and we got a lot going on, but as far as I'm concerned, this chat room is fine. I might be on the wrong hours of the day. I have no idea. If people get in the chat and they tell me the show should be later, maybe I could change it to evening chat. Or if they want it earlier, maybe it could be morning chat. I was thinking 3 to 5 in the afternoon covers the 3 basic time zones of the United States. But, what do I know? I should have my producer straighten things out. I don't have a producer. I don't have a makeup artist either. So if you're waiting for me to get prettier, it's not going to happen. Sorry. But I'm making friends. And I get to talk to people. And believe it or not, I speak my mind on this show and I actually feel better. It's kind of like venting. And you guys can give me feedback. If you think I'm all wet on some topic, jump in there. I respect everyone's opinion. Hopefully, the audience will continue to grow. I think I'm at 53 subscribers now. So I'm getting maybe 10 a month. At this rate, 10 years, I'll be right in line. I don't know. I'm not on any of the other social media platforms, okay? I don't like them. They're not nice places. This place is nice. Everybody I meet in this chat room is nice, okay? Very friendly people, very nice people. No one said a bad word to me. I've been doing this for 5 months. I honestly believe that there are more good people in the world than there are bad. I really believe that. I saw a crime study back in the 70s. And that crime study said that 7% of the U.S. population was what we could consider to be felony criminal. Not jaywalkers, not speeding tickets, felony criminal. They said 7% of the population. Their premise of their article was that regardless of what laws were passed, regardless of how militarized the police department became, they couldn't change that number off of 7%. It couldn't get to 8%, and it couldn't get reduced down to 6%. It's stuck at 7% of the U.S. population is felony criminal. But those aren't lifetime criminals. A 20-year-old steals a car. That's a felony. But he doesn't stay a bad guy his entire life. He gets out of prison at some point, and he starts to put his life back together, and he re-enters society, starts getting a job, getting a girlfriend, having kids, becoming a responsible member of our society, paying his taxes. operating within the confines of the law. But at 7% is felony criminal, that means 93% of us are not criminal at all. And that means that we've got the bad guys outnumbered almost 10-1. And then out of all those 7% of bad guys, there's 2 million of them currently behind bars between federal, state, and local jail cells. They're locked up. 2 million. So it's my belief that the cops in your town are going to outnumber the criminals in your town by a lot. And if the good guys are out there, and you realize that the good guys are out there, you don't have to be afraid to walk out your front door. I know if you watch the news, they're showing you criminals. That's all they're showing. They're using your fears against you. They want to divvy you up into subgroups. It makes us easier for them to control and manipulate us. Politics in America here is a prime example. You got Democrats and you got Republicans. They divvy you up into these subgroups to make you easier to control. There's only one human race. It's got both Democrats and Republicans as well as independents. But they only want you to know about the Democrats and Republicans. And then they're lying to each group to scare them. It makes you easier to control and manipulate. You can go to college and get a 4-year degree, get a bachelor's degree on how to divide up the masses. Their worst nightmare is when we stand together. When all of us, Republican, Democrat, and Independent, stand together, oh, that's their worst nightmare. Then they can't control any of us. They can't stand that. But I guarantee you, when push comes to shove, all these people that are on TV trying to divvy you up into these side or subgroups, when the shit hits the fan and you're in flood water, they're going to pull a Ted Cruz. They're getting out of town. They're not going to stay in harm's way. But those guys that your neighbors that they're telling you to fear and to hate, those guys are going to be here. They're going to be standing with you, shoulder to shoulder, helping to clean up the mess and put it all back together. If you're an American, your fellow American is not your enemy. The people that are telling you to hate and fear one another should be your enemy. They're the ones that are trying to use your fears to control and manipulate you. Your fellow American is not your enemy. You depend on him every day for everything. You just don't realize it. When I get up and go hit my light switch, the light comes on. All those guys at the power company are reliable. They're dependable. They go to work every day. I depend on them. When my power goes out, they get right on it. They get that shit fixed as fast as they can. I don't know any of those guys. I'm sure some of them are Republican. I'm sure some of them are Democrat. I'm sure some are independents. I like them all. I don't fear them. I don't hate them. I don't care what color their skin is. I don't care how they dress. Doesn't make a difference to me. My power comes on when I flip that light switch. I appreciate all those guys, and I depend on them every day. Same with the guys at the water company. If I go to my kitchen, turn on the faucet, that clean drinking water comes out. I don't have to test it. It's drinkable. I depend on those guys every day. I don't know anybody that works at the water company, but I know I can rely on them. I do every day. Tomorrow morning, I'm going out to breakfast with my family. I'll be depending on cooks and waitresses and restaurant owners. And then I'm going to go to the grocery store. So the grocer, I'm going to depend on those guys. I might have to stop the bank. I'm depending on all these people for my quality of life. And they're there for me every day, day in and day out. Tell me again why I'm supposed to hate them. Tell me again why I'm supposed to fear them. I ain't seeing it. If you live in New York City and you want to go out to dinner, how many options do you have? How many people are there every day doing their job so that you can go out and have options of where you want to dine? You got a lot of options. That gives you quality of life. Kudos, brother. You got it going on. Depending on total strangers, and yet they are dependable. They are reliable. Tell me again why you're supposed to hate them. Tell me again why you're supposed to fear them. Those people that are telling you to hate others and to fear others are not your friends. All you have to do is tolerate your neighbor. You don't have to agree with them. You don't even have to like him. All you have to do is tolerate him. Think about it. Open your front door. Take a look at everything that you see in this world that is man-made. There's your evidence that the human beings prior to you put their differences aside and actually worked together, and they built great things. Cars, roads, houses, office buildings, restaurants, gas stations. It all works because of other people. That's where you're getting your quality of life from, is all those other people working together gives us all common ground. You can depend on all those people. Doesn't matter what religion they are, you can depend on them. Doesn't matter what their income level is, you can depend on them. You do every day. But if you watch the news, they're trying to scare you. They're trying to divvy you up. You can't trust those other guys. Oh, Group A is out to kill Group B. No, they're not. Are you sitting around plotting against your neighbors? I'm not. Sane people don't do this. So why am I supposed to fear you? Why are you supposed to fear me? They want to use your fears to divvy you up into a subgroup. And then they're going to tell Group A, Group B hates your guts. They're plotting against you. You better strike first. And then they turn and they tell Group B the same thing about Group A. It's bullshit. It's not real. Don't let them scare you into a subgroup. There is one human race on this planet. We're all in this together. The reason we have cities is so that people can get together and collaborate and work together. When they do, they build great things. Life gets downright luxurious. Every time you walk out your front door, you have options. I can go bowling. I can go fishing. I can go hunting. I can go to the dinner. I can go shopping. I can go on a car trip. I have options when I walk out my front door because of my fellow human beings. Without them, you want to move 50 yards or 50 miles from your nearest neighbor, build a cabin, live off the grid, not depend on anybody? You can. But your life doesn't have the same conveniences that my life has. You don't have the same freedoms. If you got to go cut your firewood while I'm walking over to my thermostat, who's working harder? If you got to go down to the creek and filter your own water, and I got to walk to the kitchen and turn on the tap, who's working harder? I love depending on my fellow man. He makes my life better. I don't know his name. I don't know his religion. I don't know his politics, and I don't care. I don't have to care. My fellow man makes my life better. He lightens my workload and increases my successes. You want to do things alone? You can. Go ahead. Become a hermit. Move out to the middle of nowhere. But your life is going to take a turn for the worse. Your workload's going to increase exponentially. I don't care what your task is. I don't care what your goal is. Whatever you're trying to do, the number one solution for you is to get more human beings on your team. The more human beings you got on your team, you instantly lighten your workload and you instantly increase your rate of success. You will achieve all your goals faster if you have enough human beings on your side. Fact. This is fact. I'm sorry I'm the only guy on TV telling you this, but your codependence on your fellow man has reached a peak level where you don't want life without it. You don't want the hardship of having to go cut your own firewood. You'd much rather walk over to a thermostat and dial it the way you want it and get what you paid for. Think about it. Your fellow human being, I don't care what country you're in, they get up and go to work every day. If they don't survive. I don't care if you're living in New York City or if you're living in a grass shack in Somalia. If you don't get up and go to work every day, you're not going to make it. All human beings get up and go to work every single day. If they don't survive. If they do, they thrive. Think about it. The next time someone on your TV is telling you who your enemy is, he's trying to divvy you up into a subgroup. You don't have any enemies. You just don't realize it. If you're an American, your fellow American is not your enemy. I don't care what his religion is. I don't care what color clothes he's wearing. I don't care what color his skin is. I don't care what he does for a living. He's not your enemy. He's just another man that's not only working every day, but he is thriving every day because he is able to depend on you. We are all joined at the hip, whether you realize it or not. When I go out to breakfast tomorrow morning and I order my breakfast special, eggs and hash browns and coffee, I don't care who cooks them as long as I didn't have to. I don't care who does those dishes as long as I don't have to. I'm depending on people I don't know. And they are dependable. They are reliable. They're there for me every single day, whether I take advantage or not. It's the same thing at the grocery store. Those shelves will be stocked when I get there tomorrow. I can rely on those guys. I can depend on those guys. I've been doing so for years. I love those guys. I don't know their names, but I appreciate every one of them because they all get up and do their work every day. And it's not just in America, it's in every country around the globe. If human beings don't get up and go to work, they don't survive. I don't care where you live. Stop fearing and hating your fellow human being. They are there for you, whether you realize it or not. I'm not going to hate the guy at the power company because of his politics. I refuse. So what if he disagrees with me? So what if he dislikes me? I can still depend on him. And I do every single day. You think America first is the way to go? You think America needs to be alone? No, we do not. We rely on all these other people, all these other countries, all these other religions, all these other races. We rely on them every stinking day. We just don't know their names. Work with your fellow human beings. Tolerate your fellow human beings. That's all you have to do. The next time you see somebody on TV telling you to hate, telling you to attack another human being, you should consider that guy that's telling you that message He is not your friend. I'm telling you, point blank, tolerate your fellow human being. That's your first step towards success. If you have a task, if you have a goal, if there's something you're trying to do, the best thing, the smartest thing you can do is to get other human beings to help you. You will lighten your workload and you will speed up your successes. Plain and simple. I'm Ghost Mostly. The show's called Afternoon Chat. It's Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A free show. The guest stars are the people that get in the chat. We can discuss anything you want to discuss. Stay within the community guidelines that YouTube has established, and we're golden. Today's star, Ultra Kenny fan. A friend of the show. A nice girl. Okay. Once again, a friend of the show. I'm not selling her anything. I'm not coming out with a line of merch. There's nothing behind a paywall here. It's an open, honest conversation. Your opinion matters. If you don't have an opinion, just jump in the chat and say hi. You're welcome. This is an inclusive channel. It's not an exclusive club. Everyone with every opinion is going to be welcome here. The only thing you can do wrong in this chat room is not have a good time. From time to time, we talk about serious subjects. From time to time, we talk about, cooking recipes. This show has no script. It has no agenda. The agenda is to give you a chance to speak your mind. What are your priorities? What is on your mind today? I'm in Michigan. Since I started doing this show 5 months ago, I've talked to people in 9 different countries. I love it. That's why I'm doing this. Keep in mind, I have a freedom of speech in this country. Not all of these other countries have freedom of speech. Don't say anything in the public chat room that can get you in trouble with your government. You're better off to stay out of trouble, okay? That's all I'm saying. Here in America, we have freedom of speech, and I take it to its limits almost on a daily basis. If you want to speak your mind, you're welcome to, but you're not required to. This show, I don't demand anything on anybody other than be nice. Okay? I honestly believe if you're nice to everyone all of the time, all of that kindness, all of that niceness will come back to you tenfold, and I believe you deserve it. I believe kudos where kudos are due. Okay? You're good people. I appreciate my viewers. I appreciate my subscribers. I appreciate the likes on the channel. I believe what I'm saying. I need more people on my team to make this channel a success. Plain and simple. So this will always be an inclusive channel, not an exclusive club. Your opinion will be welcome even when it differs from mine. Okay? You don't have to agree with me to be in here. Might make it easier, but it's not required. It's been a Monday. We got through it. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I'll be here at 3. I'm trying to be reliable. I'm trying to be dependable. I did take 2 days off last year, Christmas and Thanksgiving. Other than that, Monday through Friday, I'm here. If you're on the other side of the planet, it may be 3 a.m. on the next day, but I'm still here. I say 3 Eastern Standard Time. Okay? I'll be here tomorrow, and you're all going to be welcome too. I thank you for your time and consideration and appreciate all of you. Have a marvelous day. And if you can, find someone to love. Find some joy in life. I dare you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.